found yourself thinking about a facelift recently, you're not alone. A woman wrote to The Guardian wondering why she feels the pressure to go under the knife at just 36 and discovered that the number of facelifts performed in the US increased by 17% since the start of the pandemic, and patients are now coming in their mid-30s instead of their mid-40s. So what do we think? Is that a problem, that this might be becoming the new normal?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like it.
Oh, y'all are gonna hate me so much.
Me too.
Right? Okay, listen, obviously, first, let me state the obvious out of the gate. This is not attainable for a lot of people, okay? But I will say this, that this is nothing new in the history of humanity. We've always looked as like the plebeian commoners. What are the rich people doing? How do they live? And what do they look like? I think this is nothing new about this. But what has happened recently, at least to me, is that you have people like the Kris Jenners of the world and the Lindsay Lohans who have done something that are showing us what medicine and science are capable of. Now, just from a purely scientific view, I'm like, the technology is getting very good. You can't argue that they don't look great. So I'm not gonna tell anybody how they want to age or change their face, because I think as a woman, we should be able to do whatever we damn well please. Having said that,
I like that.
you know, having said that, I think, listen, we are living longer than ever, and I do a lot to take care of myself on the inside. So if I want to try to look as good on the outside as I feel on the inside, that is my prerogative. That's where I stand.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Well, I just got a facelift in May, so.
Did you really? What? For real?
Yeah.
No way.
Good.
Upper facelift, yeah, and nose job.
Oh, but I have questions.
Guadalajara, baby.
Because and why?
So much cheaper.
I was just gonna bring
And
the money
great
factor.
surgeons.
So instead of the ring, you did the facelift.
I did a facelift, and I'm gonna be 40 in March, so it's about that time. Thank you, I know.
I know.
Wow. And why? Why was it for you a good choice?
Things I just wanted to change about my face that I've always not liked about them. I also got a brow bone shave. That's where they like literally shave down your bone, your brow bone. I know I'm crazy. But these are things I've always wanted to do. And then I did them and I feel so much better. And I wish I had done it sooner. So I think it's a case of you do you. Do what's gonna make you happy. If you want that, that's amazing. If you don't want that, that's fine. But let's not judge each other for choosing different things and different paths.
Yeah.
You know, just
May I ask a question? Like, just to poke the bear a little bit, like, does but the idea of this becoming normalized so that, you know, like 20 and 30-year-old young women or young men feel like they need to. Is that sort of putting the responsibility on sort of the culture rather than it should be on the individual?
Yeah, I think you should, if this is something you want, you have to really ask yourself, do I need to do this? Or is this something I really want? That's something that's gonna make me feel better, not because I'm being told by society I should do it.
Isn't that the harder thing to tease out? Just, I think it's interesting that they said that it's since the pandemic, right? What have we all had in common during the pandemic? We spent a lot of time on our phone. We spent a lot of time looking at ourselves and looking at other people online. And I think I've noticed even, like, I click on one thing because I'm like, ooh, Kris Jenner, wow, that looks good. And then all of a sudden my algorithm shifts and suddenly I'm seeing all of these facial surgery things. And it's easy to get caught up in something that otherwise, previous to social media, I didn't care about, I didn't think about. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there going, I'm noticing my face changing. So I guess it is the question of like how much, I don't know what the answer is, but like the influence that the culture does have, are we truly
Versus your
and then
inside.
who ultimately wins? Like I think about this, that the winners of this kind of conversation where their aging is always seen as a problem to be managed, the winners are the people who provide all of the services and products, which are by and large rich white men who run those industries. And then I feel like mostly women kind of lose out on some level.
That's an excellent point.
That's very interesting. I think the people who are most affected, I really think that, I know we're having this discussion, but I feel like this affects a very, very small margin of our population, because I think it's the people who are influencers or people who are, maybe you just signed up to be a Real Housewife and you didn't know what you look like until you saw season 1 of yourself, and then you're like, wait a second, and then, and let's not forget about the comment section for those people. It's not just them seeing themselves. The comment section is brutal. They're like, oh, you need this, you need that. I think that's affecting people, but Boston University actually did a study last year, and they said they found that people who spend more time on image-focused social media like Instagram and Snapchat were significantly more likely to get this type of cosmetic surgery. So I don't even think it's the outside. I think it's looking at that, you know, those little Facetune things where all of a sudden a couple years it became very popular and you could see like a better version of yourself.
No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, right? I don't even want to blame the outside. I think sometimes we've all had that moment where you turn your phone on and it's like you're down here and you look at your double chin, you're like, oh, is that my face? Right? And then you Facetune yourself and you're like, yeah, that's better. I think that is actually has to do a lot. And maybe not the rich men who are at the top, but it's like the rich men are like, hey, you don't like the way you look? There are options.
I think
and we'll finance it.
I think you're onto something in the fact that it's not the average woman is not thinking about this.
I don't have a friend, except for Brooklyn, I don't know anybody who's had a facelift. I don't have one friend. I don't know about you guys. Can you think of a person in your group who's ever had a facelift? I don't know anybody. So I think it's a very specific
That's why when a 28-year-old woman appeared on a UK show and she was there precisely because she got a facelift at that age to appear more refreshed and rejuvenated, it was such a big, extraordinary deal that People magazine picked it up, which tells me it's not like a pandemic of 20 and 30-year-old women doing this. Otherwise, People magazine wouldn't be interested in the story.
Right.
And I'm okay keeping it that way simply because of the money. If I wouldn't spend $1,000 on a ring for myself, you better... You know she's not going to spend $1,000 on her face.
Listen, I get it. It's a lot. I would like to say it on national television. I want to be in my coffin looking like a porcelain doll.
Absolutely.
Moving on.
I want a prom updo of skin back here. Yes, like one of those early 2000 ones with like the curls and the pull it back.
As long as there's still room for like the witchy woman that we respect, the
If
woman
that's you, great. That's not me.
But wait, but here's the deal.
We gotta go to break. We gotta go to break.